See, we have these pagan ideas of ownership, and they have turned our whole world to a battlefield. Osama bin Laden, when they attacked one of our warships, killed 17 soldiers, trying to get our attention. We just kept going on. They tried to blow up the World Trade Center the first time by putting a car bomb in the basement. The building just shook. They just kept going on. His whole intent was, we want to destroy the economic system of the United States. And you know what? They ain't going to say it. I'm going to say it. It's going to be on YouTube. He succeeded. We're spending $1 trillion a day on a war in Iraq, and they putting their money in the bank. Then we go up to Afghanistan, we spending another $1.5 billion up there and doing for them what they won't do for themselves, and then our financial system has collapsed. Because while we paying for these wars, we still want new cars, big houses, all the clothes, all the trappings, and a nice fat retirement so I can get me a boat and a retirement home and do like them folks do on HGTV and get me a house to flip. Folks, somebody forgot the basic laws of economics. My Sunday school teacher, Booker T. Wilson, Deacon Booker T. Wilson in Matthews Memorial Baptist Church. Y'all that went up there, y'all met Booker T. He taught us early on, we were little boys. He said, I'm going to teach you this. If you keep this, you'll be all right. He said, when your outgo exceeds your income, then your upkeep will be your downfall. You can't spend money that you don't have and then think them hens ain't coming home to roost. See, these pagan ideas of ownership have turned this world into a battlefield. And number two, get this, folks, it's time for Christianity in general and individual Christians in particular to face up to the neglected truth of God's ownership and our stewardship. We don't own nothing. See, stewardship of property is God's cure for the cancer of covetousness. What are you talking? What's covetousness? I kill it, y'all. Y'all pray with me. See, when you go coveting something, that means you want something that somebody else got. Not necessarily one of your own, but you want what they got. How they get one, and I ain't got one. How they get a Jag and I ain't got no Jag. I want to get a Jag too. How they dress out with all them designer clothes and I go to work every day, and this is the lie we tell ourselves. I owe it to myself. Biggest lie ever told. But we are coveting. We're wanting stuff that we really don't need. We're wanting stuff because we saw somebody else got it. We want stuff because it makes us feel good for a minute. We want stuff. And we can justify it real well, too. I can come up with some real good excuses to buy some stuff I really don't need. And can convince myself. And Kathy too. I ain't gonna be able to get it like this again. This is a good price. See, the sin of covetousness is deceptive. I'm working with that word. Y'all pray with me now. It's deceptive. See, because we tend to measure ourselves and evaluate ourselves based on how much stuff we got. And we preachers, we guilty of it. We real guilty of it. We don't even know, for the most part, how effective we are as a pastor. And you know, we got the radio and the TV broadcasts, and we got a web page, and you know, we broadcast on the internet, and you know, we got it going on. I got some choirs that, you know, they're award winning. We cut a couple of CDs, And we fixing to get this deal where we gonna be on BET. And then we're gonna go to Africa, and then we're gonna start a mission in Africa. Because we want the world to know we got it going on. Now, of course, we got to have the other accoutrements that go along with that. You know, you cannot allow your pastor to represent you in a way that you're not accustomed. You know, the pastor ought to ride nice. Our pastor, you represent us. You can't be going out there. You need to look, because you represent us. And we end up with all these external things that we use to evaluate the effectiveness of one's ministry. And see, my question is this. When we get to heaven, how many folk that we sitting with in here going to be sitting with us up there? I know y'all looking at me like, why are you saying all that? Why are you crazy? Folk, we got to get delivered from this materialism. Most of us go back to our class reunions. We ain't going back to see nobody. We going back to really see who made it. He was all that when we were in the 12th grade. Now look at him. I'm riding nice. I'm looking good. You probably ain't paid for that stuff you got on or that car you riding in. But you look good. We want folks to look at our stuff, how much money we got in the bank, how smart we were with our investments, how big our house is, or how many houses we have. And then we want folks to say, I am successful because I got all this stuff. But Jesus put it in the right perspective when he said, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his everlasting soul?